Very good morning to all. The today's topic is what are the different types of meridians and bearings in survey. So while coming to the meridians, we have four types of meridians. So that is magnetic meridian, true meridian, arbitrary meridian, and grid meridians. So we will see what is meant by magnetic meridian. So magnetic meridian is the direction shown by a freely suspended needle which is magnetized and balanced properly without influenced by any other facts. It is known as the magnetic meridian. For suppose if we are placing a compass, it shows north direction without effect of any factors, then the meridian is known as magnetic meridian. And the second one is true meridian is one which passes through the true north and south. So in magnetic meridian, so it will not pass through the through true north and south. But in true meridian, it passes through the true north and south. So the direction of true meridian at any point can be determined by either observing the bearing of the sun at 12 noon or by sun shadow. The next one is arbitrary meridian. Arbitrary meridian is for small works without considering the true meridian and the magnetic meridian. We will take a particular point as a reference. Then that direction is known as the arbitrary meridian. So we will see just a small video which you can understand easily. So here, this is the our Earth. So, so Earth rotates on an axis from south pole to the in an anti-clockwise direction. So here you can see a number of lines which is passing through the north and south directions. So here the lines which are passing from north to south, they are called as longitudes, and east to west, they are called as the latitudes. These longitudes is also known as meridians. So meridians are also called as the line of longitudes. So they are all the imaginary lines that run from the true north to true south along the earth surface. So here you can see number of lines that are passing through the true north and south. So here the total angle is 360 degrees. So dividing each longitude as 1 degree. So the total angle is 360 degrees. And there are 360 longitudinal lines. So here we'll see the types of meridians. So this is our earth surface where it is rotating about an axis. So that north-south axis is known as the prime meridian. So prime meridian is an imaginary line that runs from the north pole to the south pole, dividing the earth into eastern hemisphere and western hemisphere. So it will not change from place to place. So it is also known as 0 degree longitudinal line. It is passes through Greenwich Meridian, London, in London, Greenwich Meridian. It provides a standard reference for navigators and scientists. And we have seen what is meant by true meridian. So it is a line of longitude that runs through Earth's true north and true south. So here the lines which are passing from the true north and south. So you can see many number of lines on the Earth surface passing through the north pole to the south pole. So this is one longitudinal line, and the true meridian is established by astronomical observations and it is fixed, hence named as astronomical meridian. Here in figure you can see. So these lines are all passing from the north to south poles on the Earth surface. And the third one, magnetic meridian. So it is an imaginary line that represents the direction of Earth's magnetic field at a specified location. Here, Earth's magnetic field is taken into consideration. So due to that magnetic field generation, the Earth is tilted. So here, this dotted line, it represents the magnetic north and magnetic south. So these dotted lines which passes from the magnetic north to the magnetic south is known as the magnetic meridians. So there will be more number of magnetic meridians as well as more number of true meridians. So it depends upon the placing of magnetic bar. So here this is the magnetic meridian and this is the true meridians. So the angle between them or the difference between the true meridian and the magnetic meridian is known as the declination. Next, we will see about arbitrary meridians. So arbitrary meridians, by not taking the consideration of true meridian and magnetic meridian, we can choose for our convenience. So a line of longitude that is chosen for convenience or specific purpose rather than being based on any established reference points. So it may be a temple. So at that particular location, by taking the direction of temple, we can proceed the surveying process. So then that is known as the arbitrary meridian. So it is used in small scale mapping or surveying projects that do not require global or standard references. So here you can see this is the true meridian and the magnetic meridian. So without considering any directions, then they are called arbitrary meridians. And the final one, grid meridian, it is chosen line of reference that runs parallel to the meridian of longitude on a map or a grid. So you will see generally a map with parallel lines, parallel meridians in a form of a grid. So the constructed line facilitates the measurement and plotting of coordinates on a grid system. So they will not follow the north and south direction. So they are all the parallel lines. So it is generally used to know the coordinates of the earth surface, which are all parallel. So this is about meridians. So next, coming to the bearings. So there are two types of bearings, quadratic bearing and whole circle bearing. So here you can see in this diagram, these are the north and south direction, east and west direction. Taking any horizontal angle, taking any horizontal angle by considering north and south poles are as the reference, then that angle is known as the quadratic bearing. That bearing is known as the quadratic bearing. For suppose here the theta is 30 degrees, then it is represented as north 30 degrees east. North 30 degrees east. It should be represented by considering only north and south directions as the reference. Here, if that DB point, if it is making an angle of 60 degrees, then it is represented as south 60 degrees east, but not east 60 east 30 degrees south. It should not represent as east 30 degrees south. It should be represented only by south pole as taking reference. So if the point is at in third coordinate, then it can be south theta west degree west. So this is how the quadratic bearing system represents. So the angle will be from 0 to 90 degrees. 0 to 90 degrees only. So this is quadratic bearing system. The quadrants will be taken in the direction of clockwise. In the direction of clockwise. So first coordinate, that is northeast. Second coordinate, southeast. Third coordinate, southwest. And the fourth coordinate, northwest. Whereas coming to the whole circle bearing, it is measured from north pole only. So taking 0 degrees at the north pole. So angle, if the point is in the second coordinate, then it represents north. So it should be greater than 90 degrees. So north 110 degrees towards south, or only can represent 110 degrees. So if the angle is 220 means it is in the quadrant of third. So taking 0 degrees as the north. So if the point is at fourth coordinate, then it should be greater than 270 and less than 360 degrees. So this is how we represent whole circle bearing. Quadratic bearing and whole circle bearing. Quadratic bearing, north and south poles are taken as reference, and the angle will be lies between 0 to 90 degrees. Whereas in whole circle bearing, it will be from 0 to 360 degrees for one rotation. If again it is it is greater than 360, then again it is coming to the first and second coordinates. So the true bearing, so true bearing of a line is the horizontal angle between the true meridian and the survey line. So true bearing is the, by taking true meridian as the reference and the surveying point, then the horizontal angle between them is known as the true bearing. So the angles will be taken towards clockwise direction from the true north. And the magnetic bearing of a line is the horizontal angle which the line makes with the magnetic north. So in true bearing, it makes an angle with the true north. In magnetic bearing, it makes an angle with the magnetic north. So grid bearing of a line is the line horizontal angle which line makes with the grid meridian. These are all the horizontal angles which makes the angle with the particular meridians. So I hope you have understand about meridian and bearings. Thank you.